Oh, hello there. We're living in the future. Which means that there are a variety of new threats to face, namely murder robots. And you know what? When you're facing fighting robots, sometimes you just gotta fight some robots. Horizon Forbidden West is the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. It's all about living in the future, where an apocalypse has basically fully and totally devastated and wiped out all of humanity. Finally. And has also then just filled the world stuffed full of highly advanced robotic animals.
Bathe in that bizarre beauty and majesty.
Yeah! Yes, in the distant future, mankind has returned to a simple, nomadic, tribe-like state where simple weaponry and tools like spears and bows are the only things that stand between you and a machine-based death. Aloy's back! Fresh from saving the world from disaster and ruin, she's back! Because the world is on the verge of disaster and ruin.
The land is dying.
Oh no! So, with the world slowly decaying around you, the weather going wild, plants decaying, the ocean slowly becoming poisoned, you decide to play a video game. That was a joke about the state of our actual planet. Ah! But importantly, Aloy is on a quest to retrieve a copy of Gaia, the magic AI that reformed the world. And what could possibly go wrong? Oh, it's a giant snake. That seems fine. Yeah! Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. From hell's heart, I stab at thee! Totally had that under control. Whew. As one thing leads to another, you are met with an onslaught of characters from the first game, who you all remember and love very dearly. But before you know it, you are sent off to the Forbidden West, like the name of the game. Now, Horizon Zero Dawn was one of the best modern style video games I've ever played. It had an open world that was interesting, but at the same time lightly haunting, as well as a story that had just the right amount of intrigue throughout the entire thing to constantly pull you forwards. But importantly, it had rad as heck combat. Yes, the combat in the Horizon games is great, and Forbidden West is no different. Literally, it's the same combat. You'll be taking on big, stomping machines, all with a death wish. The death? Yours. Each mechanical monstrosity has its own unique weaknesses as well as strengths, and some of them have guns, oh god. The combat is tight and fast-paced as you dart around whirling dervishes of death and use a number of bows, and, well, more bows. The plethora of equipment at hand is great, and they each have their own use. For example, want to throw a big exploding spear in the face of a moose? You can! Want to shotgun a moose in the face? You can! Want to trip a moose up and then throw another exploding spear in its face? You can!
Gotcha!
I kid. There are various weapon types and ammo types that affect different enemies differently. So you're always changing up your tactic and using your whole arsenal to try and slow someone up or set them on fire. And if you're struggling to catch flying enemies, you've always got the rope caster to tie them down, like those pesky glint hawks. Ah! I kid. There are new flying enemies in this game, and guess what? They're all equally as annoying to fight as in the previous games. Great. Ugh. Look, while the combat hasn't really changed at all in this new game, it's also not got any worse, which is fine because the combat was so good in the first game. There are some new bits and pieces for you to play with and tinker with, and they're genuinely quite fun, as well as all the new different types of robots to meet and encounter, and importantly, work out how to murder them. It's just fun. So ultimately, Horizon Forbidden West is just more of that same Horizon Zero Dawn action with the fast-paced but methodical combat. The world is filled with bits and pieces to explore and do, with a variety of quests and characters to interact with, and the first chunk is pretty decent. Okay, now let's just start zooming out to see how much of the game is left. Oh god. Yes, the game is massive. Yes, it is filled with quests and things to do and explore. But there's still that fun Horizon stuff. Puzzles, combat, sneaking around, working out a way to avoid doing an entire enemy camp because maybe you climbed to the top of a cliff to glide off and then kill just the leader and run away.
Judging by that armor, I think I know who's in charge. Done it. I should check them for tags.
Get over there!
Just like I thought.
Classic. But why does this keep feeling like it's building up to an obvious mid-review turnaround? Oh, get it? Because I've turned around? Alright, look. Forbidden West, gameplay-wise, is as good as, if not better, than the original Zero Dawn. But also, in some ways, Forbidden West is a lot weaker than the original Zero Dawn. And it's specifically ways that I think are quite important and ultimately leads to a bit of a letdown. The story is one about Aloy trying to collect all the pieces of Gaia, a super advanced terraforming AI, to finally save the dying planet. Earth. Our planet. Oh god. It is perfectly fine. Totally good. But also just kind of fine. Look, it starts to establish a theme for the story. Aloy is aloof and bad at working with others. Even her closest friends make fun of her.
What's happening? You know, the usual. Aloy wants something. People try to stand in her way. It's not gonna work.
I mean, whose friends do that? At the same time, there's the odd scenes of the past Aloy, Elizabeth Sobek, as she's trying to save the world. In these scenes, it's established that Elizabeth Sobek is aloof and bad at working with others. Even her closest co-workers make fun of her.
Color me confounded, Liz. How is it that someone like you, paragon, damn near saint, you love this world so damn much, but no one in it? I mean, have you ever even had a friend?
I mean, whose co-workers do that? The important thing here is that it begins to slowly set up delicious parallels between Aloy and Elizabeth. And you can see that the story is going to slowly progress in that both Aloy and Elizabeth learn the true values of friendship and not doing everything on their own. No, instead it's literally not that. The past and present storytelling that was in the first game has, well, is just not at all here. Just thrown out the window like so many robotic dinosaurs. No, I'm not actually throwing things out of my window. But Horizon Forbidden West did throw out interesting plot structures and narrative design, all in favor of, well, just a less engaging story.
Sarcasm detected.
Don't get me wrong, there are still interesting plot ideas at play here, and Aloy is an interesting character. I got actually lightly emotional when good things happen to her, as she just tries so hard.
Does Aloy still think she can restore Gaia, save life on Earth?
Yeah, Aloy does.
The highly constructed and scripted moments are exceptional and weird.
Do you wish to activate Recluse Spider?
No! Why on earth would I want to engage in anything called a recluse spider? Look at it! It's the stuff of actual nightmares. But ultimately, while it tells a good story with some really interesting ideas, it still falls when compared to the first game. Thankfully, this only really applies to the story and not the world building of Horizon, a world where past and present combines to create an ever-haunting experience of gazing upon a world we once knew and understood, and is now just filled with deadly robotic dinosaurs made of laser. Just kidding, they're also all gone now. Look, I played this on the PS4, and well, does it look really impressive? Yeah! Wow. But it is also just big, open expanses of wilderness. The worst. Do you think I live in a city to enjoy wilderness and fresh air?
Oh god, my lungs.
Once more, there are these incredible constructed areas where you're either on a settlement suspended across big dishes, around the last gutted remnants of San Francisco, or walking among the still bodies of the machines that fully destroyed humanity and wiped them off the face of the planet. It is rad!
A rush of air.
But then large swathes of the world are just nature. The nature biomes are inherently wonderful. Nature. But so much of the magic of the world creeps away into nothingness as you just come across the odd singular building to explore, and it no longer feels like you're in this far distant future. You're just in a setting completely unrelated to your own reality. A lot of this could just, well, be any world in any game ever. Sure, there are robotic dinosaurs, and that's cool. But also, a lot of the world you explore doesn't really inspire anything. The evidence of the world of the past is so sparse and scattered throughout that you rarely actually notice it's even there or interact with it. That magic is gone, and the cultures of the tribes that you come across don't feel quite as fleshed out either, beyond just the ever-increasing focus and glorification of the American military complex. In fact, I think that most buildings you can enter or things from the past you can interact with are just ex-military compounds or ex-military equipment. Oh god! Listen, Horizon Forbidden West is an exceptional game. There are moments in the story that are incredible and well constructed, moments that are haunting and mysterious and kind of just weird when you begin to work everything out, or are just so fun and delightful and heartwarming when things go well. Like, the characters are so well realized at times that they're good to interact with, and the world is just inherently beautiful. But I personally just don't think everything is as well realized as the first game in Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn was one of my games of the year in the year it came out, beating out Breath of the Wild, right? Because it just had so much interesting, like, narrative structure, world structure, and just everything about it was led so deliciously. Horizon Forbidden West, however, is probably not going to be one of my games of the year. Like, it is an exceptional game. It is so incredibly engaging and solid, but it just lacks that inherent magic to just really make it shine a bit more, and that's almost entirely down to the more generic storytelling, story structure, and world building. But also, fighting robotic dinosaurs is rad as heck. Sure, even if a lot of the side quests are kind of boring and forgettable, you know, it's really dependent on the writing and the characters you come across, exploring and engaging in the world is still really fun and interesting, purely just down to engaging and fighting with these giant robotic creatures. Yes, even the giant robotic snakes.
Trap making, frost ammo.
Oh, hello there. You've caught me enjoying the hottest days ever in a heat wave that has gripped the UK, and I live in London, where it's hot. And I decided to tape a lot of things to my chest to really cool myself down. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, or like have any thoughts about Horizon Forbidden West, let me know in the comment section. That would be fun. Otherwise, if you want to check out more things, let's put up the original Horizon Zero Dawn video. That was probably embarrassing. If you want to see me embarrassed now, go and watch that. Otherwise, you've got this video down here, which was about a board game named Muffin Time. There it is. Otherwise, you can click on my face where there'd be a face orb to subscribe, or just let me know things. It's cool. Anyway, thank you and goodbye.